Well, or that was the foxhole one.
That was the foxhole one.
This Amateur Radio Roundtable is brought to you in part by ICOM America. Hey guys, welcome. It is August the 6th. Yeah, the 6th. Boy, time is flying, isn't it? August the 6th, and this is Amateur Radio Roundtable. I'm Tom Medlin, W5KUB. And I think we got a few neat things lined up for you tonight. We've got Joe talking about some a ham fest and maybe a kit or two. We've got Denny on here. We're going to talk about bringing some check-ins to the net via a server and his remote base. We've got a special drop-in guest that's coming into the studio tonight. He'll be here in just a few minutes, and when he gets here, our producer will bring him back here, and we'll seat him here in front of the camera so he can take part in the show. And then I want to talk about something just really interesting. A lot of people hadn't thought about it, but it's protecting things like your remote antenna tuner and stuff from lightning. You know, that sucker sits out there on the antenna when all that lightning is hitting in your neighbor's yard. So I want to talk a little about that, and it has some other benefits too. So let's see. I haven't added Katie yet. Katie, if you're out there, are you ready for me to add you? Just give us a call, Katie, and I'll add you to the lineup here. If you'll just give me a call. Let's jump over to Joe out in. Let's see, Joe, you're out in. Wait, don't tell me. You're in Nebraska, right? Your call tells me that,
right.
Man.
That's
yeah,
right.
man,
Lincoln,
Nebraska. Hey, Joe, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, and kind of a momentous couple of days here. I told my boss that I'm ready to retire, and he kind of begged me back to at least be there 2 days a week, and we'll see how that works out. But my days are usually pretty busy there, so that will be an interesting challenge. So, but the end of full-time work for me should be the end of Labor Day week. So, that's the big announcement on this end.
Man.
So retirement is starting, at least creeping up on me, and maybe I'll actually take some time to clean up at least the part behind the camera so that it looks a little more presentable.
Well, you're going to need to work full time to clean that up back there. Now mine gets like it occasionally. Mine looks like it occasionally, and it takes quite a bit of time. And you know, Joe, I got a closet down here with all kinds of cables and parts and stuff in it, and she helped me organize that a couple of years ago. And man, it is so messy in there right now. I don't know how it gets so messy, man.
Well, I've stopped at Walmart and I picked up some plastic tubs that I'm sorting stuff in, like built kits and things like that. So it will be my first retirement project, is to clean up the shack good enough to run the new feed lines in, which will be the next project.
Well, you know, I guess if you retire, you're going to have time to do more Hamfest, aren't you?
Well, I don't know about more Hamfest as much as maybe more meetings in the region where I'll be speaking during the week. Yeah, I might make a few more Hamfest, but generally most I need to attend, I have been. So we'll see what that does.
Okay. All right, well, let's jump over to Denny over in Arkansas, and let's see what he's up to, man. Hey, Denny, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good. I sure was happy to see 40 meters open up for your roundtable net tonight.
Yeah, well, you know, it's been kind of up and down every week. We have some people that have really great signals, and of course we have some that have pretty weak signals, but that's just the way it is. You know.
Yeah, I was listening most of the day on our new bridge, HF bridge, to Discord, and there was very little activity, nothing but noise. I thought,
oh, really?
I'm holding out
really?
much hope that we're going to be able to do anything tonight, but hey, it all worked out great.
Yeah, I'm going to add Katie to our call here. Let's see if we can bring Katie in here. Let's just see if this works.
Yep.
I hear her.
There she is.
There's Katie. Hey, Katie. How you doing, Katie?
Hi. I'm all right, guys.
Very
She's
good.
always smiling, isn't she?
Wait, I'm in here. I'm in the wrong side. Let's see. How am I going to do this?
You go this
I already be able to move me, man. Let me move me. I'll move me over to that side right there. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Well, hey, okay. Hey, Denny, we'll talk about what you did for the net tonight and how you're doing it. We'll spend just a few minutes on that. And I mentioned we have a special guest coming into the studio tonight. That's going to be interesting. And we've got Katie tonight. And Katie, your hair's a different color tonight.
I am back to red.
Well, I kind of like the other one there with the blue in it and all that, right? I mean,
Well, the purple was kind of fun, but you know, I wasn't digging the blonde, and every time I'd walk by a window or a mirror and see it, I'm like, it's just not me. I got to go back to my red. So
yeah. So let me get you off the picture. So you didn't like the blonde part, huh?
I did it when I was younger, but I just,
You know, we're going to have to take a vote. We're going to have to take a vote on the here. And right now, if everybody in the chat room would just say what color would Katie look best in? Red, blonde, brunette,
I've done them all.
green.
Hey, I got a cursor right up my nose. Watch out.
Oh, do you have a cursor there? Oh, man. Let me see if I can move it. Yeah, that's what I get for, being the engineer and everybody in here tonight. Well, that's cool. Let me put your name up here. Hey, let me put your name up here so people know who you are. Let's see. All I gotta do is find you. Boy, I need to hire me a person here that can really, help out with working all this stuff. There we go. We got Katie Allen with us tonight. WY7YL. From
Get some red votes in there. All right, everybody.
Oh, well, what did it say? Red? Oh, red votes? Okay.
Purple. I know. I tried the purple, but
I might have to dig up some of my old photos of her.
yeah, with a really blonde.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, hey, let's just have one night and just show pictures of Katie. I mean, I found one. I found one for 3 or 4 years ago back in Huntsville. I thought about, since this is Huntsville, I should put it on there, but I didn't pull it out. So.
When I first started working at the league, back in 2006, I showed up with really, really short, spiky, blonde, red, and kind of pink hair. And the first time I walked into the boardroom, all the guys are looking like, what the heck is going on with this chick? And fortunately, they decided I was okay. And from there on, it got to be the joke. So every time I'd see them, if I went to a board meeting or something, or saw them, or they were coming around, it would always be, so what's the color of the month today, Katie? I've been trying to slow down the color of the month thing, but
yeah. Well, hey, another thing you're mentioning in the chat room, the length. We've got to discuss the length also. Do you guys prefer longer or shorter on Katie's hair? Now, your hair's been a lot longer than that.
It has, I had it down to my waist line.
Oh, wow.
And it's a lot. Not only is it a lot of work, but honestly, my hair is super thick and heavy, and I would put it up and give myself like neck spasms, and I get a lot of headaches from it. So I'm liking this length a lot, although Dewayne would like it a little bit longer. So we might compromise, and I'll let it go maybe around my shoulders. But
well, if it's too thick, you ought to just get some scissors, go in there and just kind of thin it out a little. Just cut.
That's what I pay a hairdresser to do.
Yeah, you can do that. All right. Well, look, let's. I heard a doorbell. So I bet you that is our special guest tonight. I'm going to check it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put all three of you guys on the screen, let you guys talk for a minute while I go get our special guest. And let me see if I can get all three of you on the screen here. All right, I got you on there. You guys take the show
All
over.
right.
It's on remote control. You know, we did this one back in January. We kind of let you guys run this, if you remember. But
Yes,
hey,
I
you
do.
guys go ahead and
It's a
take
good
it.
thing. Good thing Glenn's not here. We'd
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
go
yeah.
off the rails.
All right, I'll be right back. Let me go get my guest.
All right, sounds good.
I like the red hair, Katie.
But yes, my
Hey.
schedule's going to be changing in a month, and I'm looking forward to it.
I
it's been-
bet.
Well, I've already turned 65 a few months ago, so
Great.
it's time. It's at least time to back
beat
it
by
off.
2 years, Joe.
Oh, how about that?
I get 50 at the end of the year. Still trying to figure out what I'm going to
Hey.
do, but
I'm looking forward to meeting you guys at Huntsville.
All right, make sure you come up. Look for my red ball cap. See, I don't have the cat in the hat. I have my red ball cap instead. But it's my lucky Huntsville hat because it has a tiny pin that's a key to the city given to me by Mayor Loretta Spencer.
oh, very cool. I won't be in Huntsville this year because I'm going to be in Anaheim at our store. We've got a special ham radio wedding happening. And so we've got two local hams that are holding their wedding ceremony at HRO. And some of the staff is going to be participating in the ceremony. I'll be there to do some live casting. Josh is going to be there with his ham radio crash course set up and blogging that for YouTube as well. And hopefully by then I get my voice back. I've been sick for about a month with just this cough I hadn't been able to kick, and it finally got to the point last week I went to the doctor because I was just really having a lot of hard time breathing and a lot of shortness of breath. And so I got some medicine. It really wasn't doing me any good, so I went to urgent care on Sunday and ended up getting some prednisone and inhalers. Finally, just as of today, I'm finally starting to breathe better. And I mean, I just walked in next door to my mom's house. I was getting really short of breath, and it was really pretty obnoxious, but finally starting to feel better. But I'm sure you can just look at me and know that I'm not feeling my best, but wanted to pop in tonight at least for a little bit.
You know, Katie, and I sent your note back. I had something for about 4 months, man. It was awful, and it just
I
finally
know.
went away, you know.
Yours just never went away, it
Yeah.
seemed like.
Well, look, hey, we've got a guest in the shack here. Let's see if he's on the camera here. Let's see. Look at there. Oh, let's see. What am I going to do? I can probably move it a little. Let's see.
Oh, hey! Hi there.
There's my
Look
wife.
at there.
There's
All
my
right,
husband.
which
You're
way
in
we need to move? Let's see.
Tennessee.
If you move out, you need to move this way, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
There
wait,
you
wait,
go.
stay right there. Stay right there. Let me see what I can do. I need to.
I got to get chummy with Tom.
We
Yeah.
we didn't expect to have a guest in here, so we didn't have the camera shot set up tonight. But let me check something here and see. Oh, that didn't look good. Are we working? Yeah, we're still working.
Yeah, it looks good. Hey, you look
Yeah,
pretty
well,
That
good,
guy
doesn't
looks
he?
like the guy that sits in the chair behind Katie.
No.
It does, doesn't it?
But he's got. Okay, I didn't have my mic on, so Kathy just came back and told me to turn my mic on. All right, so yeah, your shirt's you're almost invisible. You know, just a little bit there, but you're okay. Let's see. Let me turn that off.
Feel like a ghost.
Let me see if I can do something here.
I can't see through you.
Yeah. So, what are you doing over here? You're supposed to be over here with Katie. What's going on here, man?
Well, we had a sawmill in Iuka that bought a machine from a company that hired us to do the automation on it. So I've been down in Iuka, Mississippi for about 3 weeks now,
Okay.
working on a sawmill.
So you heading back just through this way, or are you heading home, or are you going back
Yeah,
down there?
I'm flying home tomorrow morning.
Okay, cool. Hey guys, this is Dewayne, WI7FD, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
FD, and great to have you in here tonight, man.
Good to be able to
We
drop
didn't-
by.
Yeah, yeah.
I told Katie on the way, I said, Katie, I wonder if Tom would let me in.
Yeah, we'll let
She
you
said,
in.
I'll call you. Call him.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, look, hey, let's get started here real quick. We got 2 or 3 little things going on here, and no telling what we'll talk to Dewayne about here. But let's go back over to let's go back to Joe, and let's see what Joe is doing, or what he's going to talk to us about today. And Joe, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, and been to a lot of local area ham fests, and the Central States VHF conference was here a little over a week ago, right here in Lincoln, Nebraska. So I've just got a handful of pictures I'm going to show, including a kit that I bought at the conference and one that I'm starting to work on that's really a fantastic new kit from the 4-State QRP group, which I got last weekend when it was revealed at the Cedar Valley Amateur Radio Club Hamfest in Cedar Rapids, Iowa this last weekend, where I was speaking and doing a group kit build. So I'm going to see if it's going to let me share my screen. I got to
Just drink it.
see if I can. I'll bet that is the way to do it. And there we go. Now you've got my screen. So let's see. Here we go. How's that?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
All right. Now you're seeing an antenna. This antenna was designed by WA5VJB, and at VHF conferences and also at club meetings around in Texas, he leads group kit builds where they put together one of these antennas, and it uses like a 3/4 inch square, kind of like a square dowel rod that's pre-drilled. He drills it all for you. And then you cut your elements either out of welding rod or aluminum ground wire that you straighten out. And then the driven element that I'll point out down here is made from thick copper ground wire. Mm-hmm. And there's a piece of coax on there. And this is cut for 435. So I could hold it out the window or whatever and try and work the satellites. And I took it out to the antenna test range that they have at this thing. It had pretty good gain. So it's a very inexpensive antenna to put together. It's easy for clubs to do, and you can do it for 2 meters, 220, 432, or 446, and you can cut it for whatever parts of the bands that you want. And the neat thing about this is that you might have some club members that live like in an apartment or something and can't always get into the repeater real well with their HT and a rubber duck, but if they hook this to it and point it out the window, they get a great signal. So this was put on by Kent Britton, WA5VJB, who is not only a presenter at the VHF conference, but he is the antenna editor for CQ magazine. So I got to meet another fellow CQ writer, and this is one of his antennas, and it works wonderful. This is the inside. We're going to kind of jump away from the VHF conference to the Cedar Valley Hamfest for this shot. This is the inside of the Nouveau 75, and it is the first voice type kit that the 4-States QRP group has ever put out. And it is based roughly on a kit that came out about 10 years ago or so, and by K0NEB. And it's kind of loosely based on that, but a lot newer technology. Instead of a VFO, this thing is digitally synthesized and has a 4-digit digital display. It transmits and receives full carrier AM, but in the spirit of QRP, it is 20 watts peak power, fully modulated on AM, and 5 watts of dead carrier. You'll notice that there are 2 heat sinks on the left and then one in the middle. The one in the middle is actually the final. The 2 on the left are a Class G modulator. And what that does is it allows us to do that without a modulation transformer. So it makes it a lot lighter and a lot less expensive to put out as a kit. You'll notice that there are a ton of surface mount parts in there. And guess what? You don't have to put a single one of them on the board. That is pre-assembled for you. 80% of the components in this kit are already assembled for you, but there are still 29 components that are through hole that you're going to have to solder in. It's a neat kit, like I said, digitally synthesized tuner. And now here's the fun part about it. That tuner goes up to 6.5 megahertz, and it goes down to about 3 megahertz. So you can listen to 3 different international shortwave broadcast bands. And so you could hear WBCQ or WTWW or WWCR or any of the other shortwave broadcasters like Radio Havana that are in that range. Yes, there are 4 toroids to wind, and I'll point those out up here. They're like 18 and 17 and 21 turns is kind of how they're set up. Because none of them are bifilar or trifilar, they're very easily put together, single winding on each one. So yes, you will have to do 4 toroids. After all, you couldn't get it all for free, could you? So the digital tuner part is all put together for you. This IC, which is the CPU for the kit, you will install that as well as the socket for it. But the digital display is all pre-assembled, and then you'll have to put the ribbon cable on there and use 2 strands from the ribbon cable to hook up the speaker. It is really a cool kit. Let's look at the front panel of this thing. And I don't know what color of display is being supplied with them. This particular one had a yellow display. I am not sure what color they'll all be. There is an LED at the bottom. It kind of dims if you're getting a strong signal, and then it blinks if you're over-modulating it on transmit. So you have a mic gain, you have a volume control, and a tuning knob. And if you push the tuning knob in, there are a couple other functions as well. You can plug in a set of headphones, or you can use a mic, and the mic is supplied with it, as is the speaker. Now, like a lot of the Force 8 kits, you do not have to drill or cut or mark a case because it is all made out of printed circuit board material. And so I'm really, really looking forward to later this week and next week beginning to put together this kit and putting it on the air. After all, the fall season is coming up, and that's when you're more likely to be heard running lower power on 75 meters AM. It also, like I said, makes a great shortwave broadcast monitor. Also at the Cedar Valley Hamfest, we had a group kit build where we made 3 different kits. One of them was a digital clock kit, which is the same kit that the ARL uses for the teacher's workshop. This is Dan, WB0LJK, putting together one, along with a young boy who I think was like 14, putting together his. And this is the young boy's kit. And you can see it said it was 11:37 in the morning when we got it all put together, plugged in, and turned on. Kind of a cute little simple kit. Gives you a little practice doing diodes, a chip, some buttons, a couple of caps. And that big round thing in the lower left is a 1 farad capacitor. And it's designed so that if the power fails, it blanks the display and uses that to keep the clock running for at least a couple of minutes until the power comes back on. Now we're going to jump to the Central States VHF conference. And I bought this kit because I wanted to write about a kit that does VHF or UHF. And this is a MMIC, MMIC type amplifier. And what I wanted to use this for is to amplify the signals I get from ADS-B on 1090 megahertz, because I'm building up a Raspberry Pi receive outfit for ADS-B so I can put the data on the web. And you need a bandpass filter to keep out the high power cell phone stuff, as well as an amplifier like this to help your thumb drive sized SDR receivers. This is what it looked like when I got most of the parts soldered on the board. There are 6 parts on this board that were already placed, and then the bigger surface mount parts were the ones that I placed. Also during the Central States VHF conference, we had rovers come in. This is Andrea, K2EZ, and take a look where she is. Tom, do you know what that building is?
Well, I guess that's the tower. at the college or?
Nope,
What is
that's
that?
the state capitol building.
Okay.
Tallest building in Nebraska.
Oh, wow. That's right. That's right.
That is
You
our
were-
state capitol, and it has a beautiful view of the city on all four sides when you get to the top. So they thought it'd be a good idea if I get a picture of that famous rover in front of one of the most famous landmarks in the state of Nebraska. And she was pretty busy there showing off her rover and fixing her antennas and so forth. In fact, she was my 50th state that I needed for my Worked-All States on FT8, and I got her on 6 meters while she was still in South Dakota. So I think it was about 150 mile or more path straight north up there. So that was pretty good on 6 meters considering she was in the rover and I was at home. But we did make the path pretty easy on FT8. This is a basically a homemade dish, and this was used for moon bounce, and they had fiberglass poles that are bent that make up the dish itself, but the screen that they were tightening up is aluminum window screen. And they told me that the ERP coming out of the feed horn is about 500 watts at 1296 and 2304, and they were bouncing off the moon with this thing. I think they said it was like 28 or 30 dB gain, so I don't even want to be in front of that thing with the ERP that I think that had. But they were successful in bouncing signals off the moon on both bands. This is kind of a close-up of them working on it and getting it all stretched out and ready to go. I think there was a little over 150 people that showed up to the Central States VHF Conference. It moves every year. Next year it will be in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Don't know if I'll make that one or not, but I couldn't miss it when it was right here in Lincoln, Nebraska. There were people showing off all sorts of setups for different VHF, UHF, and microwave bands. This is a 78 gigahertz transceiver. And this is another one for that band, but take a look at all the components it took to put this together. And he drives it with an FT817. So you'll notice that there's a mic there and there's a key on this board. And then they aim the dish using this very heavy duty tripod so it doesn't wobble. But you'll notice there's all sorts of wave guides and traps and filters and all sorts of different things that he needs to generate that signal up in those bands. Absolutely fascinating. I've never seen this much of this kind of thing, and really, really learned a lot. And it was great to see Andrea, who made her way to Nebraska and brought that wonderful rover. And actually, like I said, when she was on her way in, she was my 50th state. We got it in Logbook of the World. I applied for the award, and believe it or not, it came in the mail that Saturday during the same VHF conference. So that was pretty cool. And then I found out that I only need like 6 states to do Worked-All States on FT8 just on 6 meters. So I've got some work to do, only 6 states to fill in, and we'll have it. So Tom, that's the end of my photos, and we'll see if we can switch back. I think that worked. And so now you got my ugly face and messy shack again.
I got it, dear. And you know, now next time you're on a show, I'd like a little of that back there cleaned up. You think you can work on that? I mean,
well, we're hoping to. Like I said, after I get at least partially retired, I'm going to have some time to dig through this stuff and get it sorted out, and then you'll see more of my plaques behind me. I have a 3rd sweepstakes plaque that's on its way, so I'm going to go for 4.
all right. Well, we got Katie back on here and Denny back on. Did you guys see anything there that you liked that Joe had? I mean, you know, they do stuff up in Nebraska too. Yeah.
Those are pretty
I like
cool.
the big dish.
Yeah. What was that?
I like the big dish.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah, that
cool.
was incredible. People slowed down on the streets to take a picture of that as they went by because it was right in front of a major street. They also stick their cell phones out the window to take pictures of Andrea's rover. That's quite a sight.
Yeah,
Most people
yeah.
think it's for storm chasers, but it's not.
They
Yeah,
call it the
she's got-
penetrator.
I don't know, but
She
yeah,
got
we've
quite
seen
a setup
storm
there.
chase vehicles here with radar and so forth quite often, but never a rover quite like this. And we like to thank Andrea for bringing it to the Central States VHF conference.
All right. Well, Joe, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Now, we're not going to see you next week in Huntsville, right? You're not coming?
Oh, I'll be there.
Oh, you're going to be there. Okay. All right.
I will
Hey,
definitely. I'm not
all
going
right.
to miss Huntsville.
Okay.
We just have to come up with a song so we can get the
Yeah.
band together again.
well, let me do this. Let's see. That's not going to work.
Guess what's
You want me to bring my guitar?
Okay, look, okay, you pick out the song. I've already talked to Richard. We need to bring the band back, and people that don't know about the band, boy, I don't know. I have them here. I got so many shots here. It's I can't even find it, but would like to bring the band back together this year in Huntsville, and I've tried to get Richard to come up with a song, but he can't do it. And we're gonna have to come up with instruments because we only got like a week, man. We got
Yep.
we got like 1 week.
Yep. And
Sounds like
Mark
you better bring your
mentioned online in the chat room that yes, I am doing a kit building forum in Huntsville.
Oh,
So
cool.
it's a great time to get together and get to meet some of my readers.
All right. Well, look, hey guys, in the chat room, think up what you want. Here's the band. Let me bring the band back together right here. Here's.
Coming to ya on a dusty road. Good loving, I got a truckload. And when you get it, you got something. So don't worry, 'cause I'm coming. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man.
You know,
Convention
hey,
this year.
you know.
But he's behind Emmett, so you'll never see him.
Yeah, I mean between
I
between Emmett and Richard there, I was having trouble staying in camera. You know. Well, anyway, guys, that's the band. That was the second year. The first year we did "Bad to the Bone." That was a good song.
Yeah.
And then we did "Soul Man," but we need a good song this year to do at Huntsville. So, if you guys can think of anything here in the chat room, tell us. Because we've got to gather instruments up and get them down here, and we're leaving for Huntsville a week from tomorrow. So we're a week away.
Do you still have your saxophone, Tom?
That was my son's, and he's moved to Austin, so I think it's packed up somewhere.
Oh, I was thinking Urgent by Foreigner.
But yeah, that would be good. Yeah. Well, I guess we could. Well, I don't know. Okay. All right. Hey guys.
to do their own rendition of Toto's Africa, but in Weezer style.
I'll figure out something. I'll bet I've got a song in my
All
library
right.
somewhere,
Well,
Tom, too.
All right. Well, last year, I mean, we even had a chicken thrown at us. I don't think anybody saw it. It's in the video. If you look very close to the end, you'll see the chicken come flying through there after the bottles came at us. Okay. All right, Joe, you're welcome to stay with us if you want to, or leave, or whatever you want to do. Okay. We're
I
gonna
will
get
be
with
right here.
we're gonna get with Denny. We're gonna get with Denny in just a minute, but first we'll be right back. Heard it, worked it, logged it. It's time to get the transceiver that is best suited for your lifestyle. ICOM offers a variety of high performance and innovative products. The IC7610 is the SDR every ham wants. This high performance SDR has the ability to pick out the faintest of signals, even in the presence of stronger adjacent signals. It's a direct sampling software defined radio that will change the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. It has RF direct sampling, an independent dual receiver, and dual digit select. The IC7300 is changing the way entry-level HF is designed. This high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design will far exceed your expectations. It has RF direct sampling, 15 discrete bandpass filters, a large color touchscreen, real-time spectrum scope, and an SD memory card slot. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on ICOM radios.
LDG Electronics provides state-of-the-art antenna tuners for every amateur need. From QRP to QRO, fixed stations, portable and remote, an LDG tuner will match your radio to your antenna using our lightning-fast, proprietary tuning algorithms. LDG is a family-owned and operated company dedicated to bringing innovative, quality products to the amateur market. All LDG products carry a full 2-year warranty that is fully transferable. Support is only a phone call or email away. We're always here to help you. Visit us on the web at ldgelectronics.com.
All right, and we're back in the studio here with Dewayne, WY7FD. All right, let's see what we're going to talk about next. Hey, one of the things we do, guys, is we have a 40-meter net on Tuesdays before the show, and we're starting to get quite a few people. We had about 30 people join today. This is my log. Here you can see it's not real pretty, but we have about 30 people. Hey, if RH is in the room, I was his first Tennessee contact today, so congratulations, and I'll send you a card if you need one. But we had, we usually run about 30 or 40 check-ins. Now, one of the things that we did this week, Denny there from Digicom Cafe, he's got a server set up, and people can access this through various social media things and Discord and all that. So let's bring Denny in real quick. And Denny, tell us what you did for the show tonight and how people were able to check in tonight.
Well, first of all, you know that I'm the host of the Digicom Cafe, and as a cafe, we have a ham buffet, and we just added this new entree to the buffet, which is our Discord to HF bridge. And how this all came about was because of a microphone I just received from a good friend of mine, WX5T. James gave me a XML or MXL studio microphone, and so I could use that to improve some of my quality audio on my cafe cast. Well, I wanted to hook this up to my radio, but I don't like the idea of having to keep taking out the mic cords and reconnecting it to the radio. And so in my sleep, I woke up early in the morning with this idea of using my Discord server as a way to pump it into my radio, just like I do with FT8 or JS8. And so I got up yesterday morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I started playing around with it, and lo and behold, I got it to work beautifully. So I've got it set up where I can use my mic through my computer and my signal link to talk through my radio on HF. Then I thought, well, why not share this with everyone else? So here we've got the new bridge to HF from the Discord server in the Digicom Cafe as another entree of our large ham buffet menu. And so we had a good time tonight. We had some check-ins that you typically wouldn't get on your program or your roundtable from as far away as South Africa, ZS5 Delta Gulf, our friend Daniel checked in, and Christchurch, New Zealand, ZL3 TOM checked in. So that's both sides of the world. So I thought we did pretty good tonight.
Well, that's pretty good. And if you want to get set up, Denny can set you up where you can operate that. I know that the time of day we run a net, Bill's up in Massachusetts. He generally can't get into the net, but he can go through your server and he can check in the net now. And you've got a thing on our YouTube channel that shows a video that shows how to request permission and set up their PC, right?
Yep, it shows them how to download the application, how to set up your preferences for your mic and things. Explains how I verify whether or not you're a licensed amateur or not, and goes into great detail there. So it's pretty simple to figure out. But I have to validate you as a licensed amateur and give you talk rights. If you're general class, you can speak into the general HF channel. If you're an extra class, we've got one just for extra class. Generals or anybody can go in and listen to any of the conversations. they just won't be able to talk. That's how we keep non-licensed people or the lower class ones from transmitting on frequencies they shouldn't.
Okay, well, that's cool, and that's another way for people to check into our net. And we're always looking for ways to expand our ham radio show, and this is one of them. We thank you very much for it. And everybody be sure and go over to Digicom Cafe there and join that and check it out. And I've got to follow back up. I've talked to some people about getting our show on cable TV, and they were real interested to put us on, and I just need to follow back up to get on the Shelby County area, Memphis, Germantown, Carterville. We might be on channel 19. What do you think about that?
That's very cool.
So we
might have to get
needs to be on there.
Well, we'll see how that goes. I don't know, man. I'm sure that I would have to very specifically cut the shows, certain minutes and seconds to fit and stuff. It can't be wild like we've got where it runs anywhere from, an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and 45 minutes. So anyway, that's just something to come. Well, thank you. Hey, Denny, thank you so much for doing that. You brought in some new people into the net tonight. And again, anybody that wants to check in, you can check in on Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. Central Time, 7180. And if you can't do it by RF from where you are, you can do what Denny's talking about here, and he'll set you up where you can come through that way. So thanks again so much.
You're welcome, Tom. Thank you for all you do.
All right, well, thank you, and you're welcome to stick with us tonight if you want to, okay?
Sure.
Okay, hey, one of the things I want to talk about quickly, and then I wanted to try something tonight. Our new phone system we can take 1,000 simultaneous phone calls, with Dewayne here tonight, we might take 400 or 500. I just can't work that many. But this thing also supports video. And, we used to do Hangout after the show where people could come into the show via Hangout, and Hangout went away. Well, guess what? This new phone deal, it will support 1,000 simultaneous video calls to us.
That's crazy.
And you don't have to work them though. So tonight, the last few minutes of the show, I just want to bring it up and let you guys see if some of you guys log in. I want to see how it works. I don't know how it switches. It looks like it might switch when you talk. How Hangout used to bring up full screen the person that was talking. I'm not sure this does it. We just need to see how it works. So we'll bring it up in a minute. Hey, one of the things I want to talk about very quickly, and then
Make sure you're wearing clothes when you call in.
Yeah, wear clothes because we do get your number.
At least wear a shirt. I mean, from here up.
Yeah. So where was? And hey, I'm sure Dewayne and Katie and myself and others, we might even find something else to talk about here in a minute. But hey, I want to roughly just 5 minutes talk about a little thing that I kind of got interested in, and I had to do. It was a necessity. And one of the things that I want to talk about is many of you guys know that I'm running a extended double ZEP here on 40 meters. It's it's pretty long, 172 feet long, 5/8 on both sides. Got a kilowatt or a full limit tuner at the base, and then it comes underground back to the shack. One of the things that you worry about is things like lightning, or not even lightning, but you might have to worry about yourself. Let me show you another thing that I ran into. Here's the same picture. There's the double ZEP antenna, and here's a 40 meter delta loop I've got out there. They're probably separated 20 feet, but guess what? I had my remote base here maybe 6 months ago, a TS570 over there connected to an antenna. It was turned off, and I was on the other antenna and calling a net running about a kilowatt, and didn't think anything. I kept smelling something. I smelled like something was burning a little bit, kind of that resistor smell burn, and we didn't know what it was until after the show, and the smell was coming out of my TS570. Now you might think, okay, you really need to protect your radios from lightning. When it's lightning, disconnect the antenna from the radio and stuff, and I always do. But what people don't realize is your RF signal, a kilowatt RF signal 20 feet away from the other antenna, it'll come back down that antenna and it goes back into that radio, whether it's on or off. It actually burned a hole in the circuit board about the size of a dime in my 570. I lost the attenuator. It was a relay in there that put the 10 dB attenuation in there, a couple resistors, and a few other things. And I thought I basically just, destroyed my radio, but I was able to repair it. I went in there and was able to repair it. So even though your radio's turned off, if it's connected, if your antenna's connected, it can not only pick up lightning, it can pick up close by transmitters. Now, if I was running 100 watts, I don't think I'd have to worry about that, but running 1,000 watts or 1,500, I think that's where the problem comes in. So another thing you might say is, well, just always keep the antenna disconnected. Well, if you look at this diagram I've got here, see the LMR that goes to the shack, let's say that's disconnected. Well, if you'll notice that extended double ZEP is still connected to that auto tuner at the base down there. And an auto tuner's not cheap. That's probably a $700 piece of equipment down there. So unhooking the coax at the shack will not keep lightning from being picked up on that antenna and coming down into that $700 antenna tuner. So I thought, okay, I got to get desperate here. I got to do something here. So I thought, okay, let's just put a relay. Let's just put a relay in the feed line out there before the antenna tuner. So you can see that one side's the antenna, the other side goes to the tuner basically, or the shack side. So you can see with the relay energized, we've got a path there. With the relay not energized, it grounds the antenna. So that gives me some protection there that my high power signal is not going to feed back into the amplifier, or lightning's not going to come in. Now, of course, if you get a direct hit, all bets are off, but if lightning hits your neighbor's yard or a tree, 3 houses down, there's going to be a lot of energy that you will pick up, and I think this will give you some protection here. So it was real simple. I just took a basic 12 volt relay with some nice sized contacts, double pole, double throw, and threw it into a little plastic container right there. And when I put my underground cables in out there, I ran 2 runs of Cat 5 cable. And actually, so you can see on this picture here is a little box I put on the side there. That's just a Cat 5 connector on there, or RJ45 connector. And I just plug my 12 volt cable in right there, and that will power the relay. I can turn the relay on or off right there from inside the shack. And I just built a little simple box here inside here. That's a dual RJ45 wall jack, but I just put me a little switch in there. I got me a little wall wart, 12 volt wall wart that plugs in the wall, and I just plug my Ethernet cable in one of the jacks there and plug it in outside, and it lets me basically, ground or unground that antenna. So it gives me some protection out there, and so I just wanted you guys to know about that. That's just a little tip that I have for tonight. Oh man, and I'm tired of talking. Katie, say something. Katie, say something, Katie. It's your
Something,
subject.
Katie.
The subject's yours. You and Dewayne, come up with a
I was on
subject.
mute because I was coughing.
Oh, come up with a subject, man. Hey, what have you been up to?
Katie, he's got a sign here in the shack I want. It says
What does it
danger.
say?
Yeah.
Do not touch anything.
Oh,
Turn
man.
any knobs or sit on any equipment. We have lost several visitors by electrocution in the past several weeks.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, this is
don't you
yeah.
bring that to Hamvention, Tom?
I did. I had it there. I had it, and it may
Yeah.
not show up on the. It may or may not show up here. Let's see. It kind of. Well, you can
that
see it.
one. Oh
You
yeah,
can see it.
it is. It's funny.
I like that sign.
Yeah. So we had that hanging on with the camera at Dayton this year, and that was pretty cool. That way people don't bother our stuff that much,
Right.
Yeah, leave
All
it
right.
to an engineer to have something like that hanging in the shack.
So Katie, with Dewayne not there, you have full access to all the equipment there and everything, don't you? I mean,
Yeah. I
Yeah,
have. I haven't really done too much with it because again, I've been sick for the past month or so dealing with this chest thing, but I did come down last Sunday and run our Wyoming net, so I was able to get that accomplished and get a reminder out that the Rocky Mountain Division Convention is this weekend in Utah and at Salt Lake, and then next month on the 7th, Wyoming's hosting our state convention, and that's going to be up here in Gillette, Wyoming, which is actually just about an hour away from us. And we've got Norm Fasaros coming out from headquarters to talk, and we have a theme all around weather and preparation, and it should be a nice one-day event, and there'll be a on your own mix for the night before. So if any of the Wyoming people are watching, there's plenty of places to stay. Come on up to Gillette and hang out with all the Wyoming hams on September 7th. So yeah, just kind of been doing a lot of those off the Radio Shack type things, like helping with conventions. And this Saturday I've got a convention planning meeting for the next Rocky Mountain Division convention, which is actually going to be down in Colorado. But I am helping out. It's the Rocky Mountain Ham Radio Club that's the sponsor, and I'm a member of that club. And so I'll be doing this. Guess what? The social media side of things for the convention. So I get to participate in the committee meeting via Zoom. So technology is a wonderful thing. Can still do lots of different things, no matter where you're sitting, and it's always a lot of fun. And just kind of keeping up with what people have been doing. I've been able to get on the YLRL net last couple of weeks on and off. We meet on Thursday nights on Echolink. So if there's any YLs out listening, we'd love to have you join us on the Alara conference net. It starts at 6 p.m. my time zone, which is Mountain. I have no idea how to transfer that. But if you go to the YLRL site, there is information about that. And it's either that or it's just a YL net. I'm honestly forgetting at the moment. But so I've been trying to at least sneak in a couple of ham things a week and stay active in the hobby besides just working for it.
And you talked about with technology now, I mean, work from home and all this other different things going on. Guess what? You can now go to Hamfest by staying home, by watching it on W5KUB. You don't even have to go anymore.
Right. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And you can win prizes while you're sitting
That's
there.
right. And you know what?
Home.
The chances probably are much better to win a prize on our show than it is if you drop your ticket in the barrel, with 1,000 other tickets, So, okay, hey, I tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to bring up the new super duper video conference here. See, we got some people that will come in here with us and join us.
Okay.
And in the meantime, Dewayne, you can talk to us about how your antennas and stuff come along. I know you put up several towers, and we've looked at that over the past year. Any new antennas or anything going on?
Well, if I could slow down long enough from working, we have to repair our 40-meter antenna. Oops, that's not
40 meter?
We got to repair our 40-meter beam.
Yeah.
When it drops to 30 below,
yeah.
which it occasionally does in Wyoming, like all winter long, and the SWR shoots up on it. So I've got a connection that's, as it gets cold, it's pulling apart up there. So I got to repair the balun, I believe, which means climb a 100-foot tower, move a 40-meter beam over to the side so I can get to the balun. I'm going to probably have my kid come and help me. He's stronger, younger, healthier.
Stronger.
And
there's also something rattling like terrible up there. We've had some real doozies of storms while he's been gone. And the other night, Mom and I were in here watching a movie upstairs, and the windows were open, and I just kept hearing this awful noise. I went outside and realized it was somewhere up the tower, but I'll add that to his honeydew list when he gets home.
That's wind harmonics, and there's a fit for that. You take a piece of cotton rope and stick down the end of your element, and it stops that problem.
Let me tell you, I used to have a tower up, not anything like you. I think I had 80 or 90 feet up, tri-bander, that kind of stuff. And I would lay in bed in winter, wind blowing outside. And I'd hear stuff clang, 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 clang all the time. And I guess the coax was probably hitting the tower. And I'm thinking, this thing's going to come down. It ain't going to be up, it's coming down. So, and I only got hit by lightning twice in 50-something years, so I think that's pretty good. Have you ever been hit by lightning on your tower?
No. One of the things that I tell everyone is putting a new tower up. Grounding. If your tower is grounded totally, it makes a shield, and lightning should not strike it. And I
Yeah,
said should. I
yeah.
won't say won't, but it should not strike it. And I use DC grounded antennas,
Yeah.
so everything that's up in the air is connected to
It
ground.
makes it look like it's the ground, right?
Right.
But what about the cloud to ground lightning? I mean, it could hit, couldn't it?
Well, the thing is that we dissipate the static field before it builds up if you're well grounded. Benjamin Franklin invented the grounding rod, and he noted in his notes that he had never seen lightning strike one. He didn't realize that
Yeah.
if they're installed properly, it won't strike them.
You know, I years ago I put a repeater up at the courthouse in Marion, Arkansas. I lived over there, and the county let me use their 200-foot tower there at the courthouse. It was a 200 self-supporting tower, and every year they were hit by lightning, it wipes all their stuff out. And I looked at that, and I noticed there's heavy ground wires from each leg, and I followed that wire, and they were all cut. There were, it went to a rod. Every one of them were cut loose. And I put 2 ground rods in at each leg and ran new grounding. I don't think they've ever been hit since then.
Yeah, one of the other sciences behind lightning is equal bonding. If you get up on a big rocky hilltop where you can't get a good ground, you just bond everything together so it all comes up to the same potential, and then you don't have a difference of potential. And that works pretty good. We had a TV translator back in the days when you lived in the middle of nowhere and you wanted to get a TV station into town. A friend of mine who's now Silent Key, N7KXR, he was in charge of the TV translators for Hewlett, Wyoming. And they had one got hit 3 times, and we went in and looked, and sure enough, we decided we would just bond everything together so that it was all identical. And as the static charges build up, it builds up equally, and as it discharges equally, and we never had any more problems out of that thing.
Well, that's cool. Hey guys, look, I posted a link in the chat room. So if you'll go to if you want to try to be on video, let's try this. So we're going to see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen here. If you'll click on that link, freeconferencecall.com, and then scroll down to the bottom, and click where it says join a call, or it says join, and you'll put W5KUB in there. So go to that URL, freeconferencecall.com.
Who's going to be brave and try it?
Go to the bottom where it says join call and put W5KUB in here. Now it's going to come back and it's going to ask you if you would enter a name and a email address. That's so it will identify who you are on the screen here. So if we get 20 calls, we won't know who's who. So that lets us identify it. So try that, and let's see if we can get anybody in here. So let's see if we got anybody yet. Nobody's in here yet with us. So
There's got to be somebody in the chat room who's willing to.
So let's
test
just
it out.
see. Let's see if somebody will join us here. No camera, he says.
Really
what
working
you're
for a
looking.
pileup, CQ pileup, CQ
2
pileup.
2.
Yeah. CQ W5KUB.
All right. Guys, call that number. Or not call that number. You just go to that website, click on that link, and click on that link.
Oh, Mark says I got a page wanting me to register /
Well,
join.
you don't have to register. You don't have to register. You just you need to put your name and an email in there, and that identifies on our screen who the caller is.
Oh,
You don't
so
have to.
it's actually so you can make sure you don't end up with some.
Well,
Jump in there.
if we get 10 people, that allows me to be able to go between them and know who's who's on what connection. So
Glenn says he has better. He doesn't have good enough scruffies on to come on.
I'm not working. Okay, all right. So, guys, I did better than you guys. I had 3 computers on it tonight, and I had 3 calls going. So
I don't think the band's open, Tom.
you don't think the what?
No, the band's
The
open.
band may be open. We still just show one person. See one right there.
That's us.
We only see one person in there. So, come on, somebody try it. I know Douglas. He always liked to use Hangout, and he's interested here. Douglas, go to the bottom where it says join. Put in W5KUB. Enter your name and email, and It should bring your browser up with camera and everything. All right. We're still waiting. I can't believe you guys are not getting on here. I can't believe this.
Okay, it's time to QSY, Tom.
Yeah, I might have to go to another
Everybody's-
frequency, I guess. Well, I know it works fine because I had 3 other computers that I called in earlier, and
Tonight.
so
Is that
there we go. There we go. K0OQL Joel has joined us. Now,
All
Joel, down at the bottom, at the very bottom, click on the little camera. There's a picture of a camera at the very bottom of your screen, and that'll turn your video on.
We got more people coming in.
We got more? Okay. We got 2, right?
Yeah, Richie says
3?
he's trying.
Okay. There we go.
Okay,
Okay.
that's
Okay. All right. Let me bring you guys up on this. Let me bring you guys up on the show. There we go. And let me just make this thing fit a little better.
Is this the mouse top?
That's for that and over there. Yeah. Okay. So we've got I'm not sure who it is. I hadn't figured this thing
Russ?
out yet. That's Joel right there. How you doing,
Oh,
Joel?
Joel, yeah.
Joel, say something. Let's see if we hear any audio. Joel, can you hear us? Wait a minute. Let's see. My Skype's on.
Are you sure it's Joel?
And we have K5MUX just showed up.
Teresa just showed up.
Oh,
yeah.
Teresa.
Let's see. Phone. Oh, yeah, okay. Wait a minute. Now, okay. I had a mixer down. Can you hear us now? Somebody say something.
Something.
Hey, I figured it out.
There.
Yeah, okay. All right. Now, okay.
yay!
All right. So, hey, we've got one successful connection. All right. Oh man, they're popping
got
in
a
here. Look at
couple.
this. Look at this. We've got people starting to pop in here now. This might be exciting. Let me show you guys what we got going here. Let me show you how it looks here. All right. So
We're getting a lot of audio.
there it is. Okay. Now, so let's see how this thing works. I don't know who's seeing who right now, or is it whom? Whom is seeing who?
Who is seeing whom?
Who's seeing whom? Okay.
I-
I don't know who is seeing whom right now.
I see the back of Dwayne's head.
Do you? Okay.
The word whom was designed so everyone would sound like a butler.
Okay. Now, somehow Teresa popped on. Are y'all seeing Teresa?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
says something and it pulls her over.
Well,
Hey,
I'm
girl,
hoping
hero.
it does. So, let's see. Who's the other guy there? That's who is it? That's us. Is that us?
Says
Yeah,
it.
that's you guys. We're seeing the back
that's
of you
not
guys.
that's not us. Oh, but click on it. Click it. Click it. Double click.
On the
Oh, wait, you got to do it over. Yeah. Who is that? Who is that?
Oh, there we go. Who's that? I don't know.
Well, it says it's W5KUB, but it's not.
No.
Okay. Who's there with the blue background?
Wood siding.
Wearing glasses, wood siding, glasses.
Run away.
The audio is through.
Okay, didn't get that. All right, we're say something. I want to see if it switches to you. Say something, Teresa.
Yeah.
Oh, it already switched.
Hi, everyone. Yeah.
All right. So, Joel, you try it, Joel. Joel, go ahead and say something, Joel.
The audio is kind of terrible on this end.
The audio's
Yeah, but it's-
bad. Okay, let me check something here.
It did automatically switch.
Whoop, let's see something here.
Yeah.
Audio's bad. Where's the setup? Where's the? Oh, let's see. Let me look at something here real quick. I don't know if this is good or not. Audio. Do you see levels? Oh, there. That is maxed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's try that. Is that better?
Yeah,
Can-
that
can-
sounds a lot better.
Does it sound
Yeah.
better now? Okay. Okay. Somehow Windows does that. Even on the when I have just the phone up, it goes to max there. Okay, so this is a test to see if a person talks, if the camera switches to them. I see Joel. Hey, Joel.
It's getting better
Is it better?
a little bit.
All right. What's tell us, Joel, what we need to do. You need more volume or less volume? Back to you.
There's someone else that says a W5KUB.
Okay. All right.
I think
So
there's a delay.
yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Okay. Well, this might have it might have promise to it. I don't know. I don't know.
I
It's
think it keeps picking up the audio and loop.
what was that? Say that again.
I think it's looping the audio a little bit.
Do you need more audio or less?
No, Tom, what it's
Hello?
doing is picking up our audio through the phone there, and it's looping it just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Mute our mics for a minute.
Okay. Let's see.
This is Richie.
And then we're also picking up somebody else's audio from the stream.
All right.
Let's see. All right. Let me turn our mics back up.
Yeah,
That-
we muted the mic on the computer handling the party.
But you know what? That might mean she can't hear us at all because we're feeding audio back in to the mic input. This is going back into
There I am.
into there. I wonder if you can. I wonder if you can select the source. You know, like mic or let's see. I don't know what we're looking at here. This is just kind of a test tonight to see what might work, what might not work. Audio. Just say your microphone. USB. We're not on USB.
I'm hearing most everybody.
We're not on USB. We're on. Let's try that. USB PMP. No, wait. We are on USB PMP. We are. We are because I'm using that to feed back into here both ways, in and
Okay.
out. The little USB card.
You know what we need?
What do we need?
More cowbell.
Hey, next time Martin's going to get me a cow. I'm trying to click on the wrong screen.
We need
Martin,
more
Martin.
cowbell.
Hey, Richie, how you doing? How you doing, Richie? I don't know if you. I don't know. So far, it's been a disaster. So I don't know. Let's see if I bring. Yeah, see if I bring her in, it won't be on here. If I bring, she's on Skype. So if I bring her in on Skype,
Yeah.
it's
There she is.
it's yeah. But they're not seeing her on there. So.
By the way, to
Yeah.
plan your schedules, if you want to try and work me on FT8 Fox and Hound mode or maybe FT4, I'm going to do Last Man Standing again December 17th. I'll be at K6LMS, and they want me to do FT8 again.
Okay.
But we'll do Fox and Hound and possibly FT4 as well.
Yeah, Joe, I'm interested in learning that Fox and Hound because sometimes when 6 is open and I'm there, I get as many as 6 or 8 calls at a time. I mean,
Yeah, it's incredible.
Sure,
When
Dean.
I did it there last
Now
time,
I
I
can
had
myself.
never done it, and I even emailed Joe Taylor, and he
I
told me
can
what to
hear
do, and
you.
actually it was
Hi.
very easy. It wasn't
I
that
hear
bad.
you now.
You just had to find another
Well, I
frequency,
had my mute muted.
couple
my-
KCs up.
No, I
What did I just
understand.
say? Oh my lord.
I perfectly understood. 'Cause that's
So
what
I don't know what's going on right now. Joe, we were listening to you, but then Teresa also was talking, and I don't know who was hearing whom
No, we're
at
getting
that
more
time.
people
I don't know
joining
whom
in,
was
but,
doing what then.
You got good audio.
This thing looks like it has some
Thank you.
promise to it,
Yours
but
is
I don't
pretty
know,
good, too.
man. You know, I mean,
This is just something I pulled out of the garbage actually at work. So
who
I'm surprised
is
it
that?
worked.
Who's talking
Hey,
about the
it works
garbage?
good.
Rich.
I haven't
Rich?
used this computer in probably about 4 years. So
Hey, Rich, can you hear me?
It
Okay,
works.
Rich.
Indeed, it does.
Rich, can you hear me? Phone. Rich, can you
I
hear
can
me,
hear
Rich?
him.
We're hearing him.
I guess he's not
I
hearing
wonder
me.
if there's something between the bridge of that conference call and Skype. It's like we got two different things happening.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out what's actually.
Maybe we all need to call him.
going on here. This is kind of
I can
complicated.
hear
to tell you the
you.
truth.
They say
on the
this is
other
a wireless
computer,
hobby,
but
but
not,
clearly it's not.
Yeah,
the one
yeah.
you're seeing me on.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Hey guys, I'm gonna drop you off. I'm gonna drop you off the phones, and
Okay.
let's see. Katie, stick around, Katie.
Okay.
Okay. He said it's. Look, we got quite a few people on there.
Yeah.
Let's see if we mute us. Let's see. If we can mute it here. I wonder if that's the same.
That's not.
Oh,
your
that's not me.
address.
Oh, that's somebody else.
That's Rich's
Oh,
address.
that's me there, or we've had several people come in as me. I don't know. That's me there.
Yeah, that's you at the top. Host. And we're
Yeah.
muted.
Are we?
And now we're not muted.
Are we now?
And now we're muted.
We are? Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm gonna hang up with you guys. Good night, everybody on there. Bye. Okay. So Mark was on there. All right. So let me. Okay. So hey guys, if you're back to the show, it looks like you could have some promise. We just got to figure out how to work
I
it.
figured out what was wrong on mine, and I had the other web page audio coming through.
Oh.
I thought I hung the call
Yeah,
up.
that'll
Apparently you didn't.
clear things up a little.
All right, so okay.
I
Well,
have some
maybe it was
muted.
user problem on the other end.
like you
And,
did
okay, can you guys hear us remotely?
Hi, Mark.
Can you hear us?
We seem to all hear each other.
Teresa, can you hear me? Are we muted over here?
Probably.
Where are we?
Us, yeah. I'm
All
muted.
right. So Teresa, can you hear me okay?
I guess that is.
I think she said yes, but
Now I can hear you. There we go.
okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
So the audio's working now. Teresa,
Right.
you're hearing me, Teresa. Okay. It may work now. Hey, Rich, how you doing, Rich? Joel, can you hear me, Joel?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so hey, we're communicating with Joel. It seems to be audio sound okay now.
Yeah, I had that other website running on the at the
Okay,
same
that's what it
time. I
was.
was causing the audio
Yeah.
problem.
Yes,
Stuff
November
conflicting.
4, Bravo Charlie Delta.
And I hear Mark in there. Hey, Mark, how are you, Mark?
Hey, I can hear somebody.
I hear you, Mark. You don't have a camera, do you?
He's on
Yeah,
his phone.
Do you? Oh, let's see where
I
Mark
can
is.
see Teresa.
Where's Mark?
I'm up.
Turn it on.
But over here. Well, I guess he's not over there if he's here, right? So
I hear Mark
That's
just
Mark
fine.
there.
This is
Mark. Hey,
this
hey,
is
Mark.
Joe. This is Joe. I hear Mark just
All right,
fine.
hey, Mark. At the bottom of your screen, there's a little click on it to turn your camera on. There should be a little camera at the very
I
bottom
can
of
hear
your
Tom.
Anonymous
I'm-
cameras
Mine
are
is up at the top.
See the videos off.
Working okay.
And I
but
was-
It's kind of cumbersome.
Okay, so this is confusing, but it's starting to work a little bit. You know, it's starting to work, and I think once we figure it out, it might work for the show. It might even work better than Hangout. Mark, turn your camera on, Mark. At the bottom is a little camera symbol at the very bottom.
And I was able to hear Teresa okay too.
Okay. Yeah, all the audio and stuff should be feeding back between you guys on Skype and the guys on conference and the show. I don't know what Mark's doing out there.
I'm so confused.
Yeah. Now you see why during the show, if, you know, it looks like I'm not paying attention to the guest that we're talking to. It's like, you know. There we go.
Mark.
Okay. All right. And it's getting warm in here too. Man.
All that hot air sitting next to you.
All right. So
the audio stuff should be feeding back from these guys.
I don't know what's causing that then.
Oh, Tom, somehow my audio muted itself.
For those people who are using this, if you use a microphone and headset, it works
You know
better.
what? I could probably mute these people. Let's see. Let me double click.
Here's the guy that's causing us the
That's
feedback.
Mark.
Right, he's causing the feedback.
All right. Stand by, Mark. A second. Let's see. If I right click there. Oh, is that the mic? Yeah.
So there.
Okay, I can do that. Okay. Let's just do this. Let's just take everybody off here real quick. Hey, Douglas, are you there, Douglas? Douglas? I don't hear Douglas. All right. So, hey, we're making a little progress. Teresa, are you hearing us okay?
Sound good, Tom?
Okay, very good. All right, now I'm gonna see if I can bring Mark back in. Maybe we had so much feedback going. All right, hey, Mark, are you there now, Mark? I'm not hearing Mark.
Showing the indication.
Yeah.
Occasional signal.
Well, who knows? I think we're gonna have to hire an engineer for the show. Okay, okay. Who is that right there?
I don't know who.
KE7KK. Hello, KE7KK. Say something.
He's just waving.
Oh, okay. He waved. Rich.
Yes.
Well, my
Can you hear me?
camera
Hello,
phone's not.
hello, hello,
This is
hello.
confusing.
It's
Okay.
confusing.
All right. Hey guys. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and shut this down. Thanks, guys, for the test. It's gonna require more testing. I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to shut this thing down. I should be able to hang it right there. Well,
Yeah, I see
it
Mark.
came back on,
Yes.
but it's green. I hit it again. Okay, but what did it start? Oh, that just starts the video. The call's still up.
Screen
The
sharing.
call is still up. What happens if I hit that?
Oh, there was voice over
No,
internet.
I don't know what happened. But if I hit that right there, leave the meeting. Okay, guys, we're back, and we're going to close the show here in just a minute. I want to visit with Dewayne for a minute. Let me bring Katie back in here, and because she probably hadn't seen Dewayne in weeks or months.
Well, we see each other every night with video phone call.
Oh, do you? Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Yep.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah, but otherwise it's been 3 weeks since he's been home. So.
Oh, is that right? Oh, man.
Yeah, I've been eating a lot of junk food, so it's a good thing.
Hey,
he's
you know
coming
what?
home.
And Katie hadn't been feeling good. She needed somebody to bring her soup and stuff like that. And you weren't there to do it.
Her mother's there.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll work.
Mom's been taking good care
Mom
of me.
is right next door.
That'll probably work even better.
When I
Yeah,
cook,
she's the one that drove me to urgent care on Sunday.
when I
I'm gonna
cook,
log
there's a
out,
certain
guys.
ingredient that makes it flavorful, and it's called fat.
Oh, man.
I put butter, I put grease, I put all those good things in my food. Katie says she gains weight when she eats my food, so
Oh,
she
yeah?
doesn't eat my food.
What's that mean right there? I'm hearing guitar and you talking. Where was the guitar?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, guys. Hey, I think we had a good show tonight. We had a lot of fun. We did test our new video system, which we don't know how to work it yet, but it looks like it has very much promise to it. I think we can make it work.
Yeah, I want to thank Tom and Kathy for
Yeah.
opening their home up, letting me come in and stretch my legs on my trip back to
Yeah.
Memphis Airport.
Well, you're not going to the airport tonight, tomorrow, right?
I'm going to a hotel tonight right next to the airport.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so hey, everybody, good night to everybody. Enjoyed you visiting with us on the show tonight. We'll see. Don't forget, Huntsville Hamfest is coming up. I don't know what we're going to do about a show next Tuesday night. Wednesday morning, we leave and head for Huntsville, and I'll probably have a lot of this stuff packed up. So I don't know if we'll have a live
Maybe
show.
a rerun.
Reruns.
Or maybe a rerun. Or I tell you what, I ordered a new double DIN radio with GPS and Bluetooth and all that to go in my truck. Maybe I'll set the camera up out there Tuesday night and tear my dash apart. That might not work too good. Okay, guys, good night, everybody, and see you next week. We'll be around. Join our Facebook group, W5KUB. Don't forget to join Digicom with Denny there. And we'll see you later. Good night, everybody.
And wait, just before you run off,
Yeah.
Tom, they don't call it reruns in the business.
What do they call it?
They call it syndication.
Syndication, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Tom,
Yeah?
we'll see you there, and I'll send you some song ideas too.
Hey, Joe, the challenge is on. Joe and I usually always have a challenge of who's going to win the most prizes. So you better come prepared because the challenge is on. I hate it. I hate it when Joe has to go to this salvage place and buy extra suitcases every year to take stuff home, but he always has to make that trip. So
I never win anything.
yeah, okay.
Joe, maybe I'll use some money for some.
Hey, the challenge is on, and hey, let's get the band back together. But Joe, you're responsible for instruments. If we're going to do the band, we got to have instruments.
Well, I can't do that because I'm flying.
Well, rent them locally. I don't care what you do, right?
put out the call for the local hams to bring by their
Yeah,
announcements.
we'll just get. Hey, Mark's on here. Mark's the chairman. I'm sure Mark can round us
Probably
up.
help you out.
Mark can probably round us up. A couple saxophones and trombones and
All right,
guitars and different things.
All right, I'm
So,
leaving.
all right, very good. All right,
Right, 73s from
73.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
We'll see you. Good night.
Bye, honey. See
Good
you
night,
tomorrow.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. And I'm going to end with Cat right here.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected
Joe.
to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.